What's up, Home Slices is here with Home Slice Adulting, coming to you with another installment for driving home. For those of you who do not know, I am Kiara, and every Friday on my way home from work, I do kind of a vlog series or whatever. I sometimes talk about what's going on in the world, and sometimes I'll just talk about what's going on in my life. And while it's not a very heavily watched series, it is something that I like to do to kind of hold myself accountable to post on YouTube more often. So thank you for clicking on this video. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I'm just gonna kind of do a stream of consciousness thing today. So this week started off being a challenging week for me. Kind of started off with an apology tour, I guess. I don't know if any of you all have experienced this, but I don't know if you have ever just gotten so angry and you wrote a letter or wrote an email or something like that. And people are like, oh, when you're that angry, you're supposed to type out an email, write a letter, and then throw it away. Or put it in an envelope and never send it to the intended, recipient of that particular email, right? So this weekend, I did not do the second half of that, okay? I actually got really angry, sent the email, and yeah. And it's the things in the email were true. They were true feelings that I had experienced. But maybe it would have been a little bit better if I had taken some time to cool off before I actually sent the email. So I spent some time this week kind of apologizing for the tone of that email as opposed to what was in it. And there's this thing that Iyanla says or has said before, that your delivery diminishes your message. And I feel that may be the case. We'll have to kind of see how things pan out. But yeah, I don't want to go into any more detail than that. So the week started off with this feeling of anxiety around, over the weekend, I sent this email. Nobody has responded. I don't know what I am walking into when I go into work. So the week started off that way. And it's when your week starts off bad, it's very hard for it to get improve. So anyways, I began to feel better on Wednesday. Probably is when I felt the most happy about how things were going. Things for me are kind of lightening up around work a little bit, which is kind of freeing me up to be more focused on my school work. And just something about school is great right now, because the classes are not just there's classes that you have to take kind of as prerequisites that maybe you're not the most interested in, but you got to do them. So I feel like we have gotten past that point, and we are at the point where we actually are into something interesting. And today, I kind of had my first kind of net meeting as a result of networking. And the thing that people always say, and people who are in the MBA program with me, is that networking feels yucky. People don't like to network, and that everyone has to get over this hump for networking. And I am trying to pull myself out of that. But anyways, I had talked to somebody about wanting to start a business this summer, and they knew somebody who was looking to start a bakery, and asked if we should, if I would be interested in connecting with that person. And so after probably 2 weeks of kind of playing email tag, or I gave that person an email address that I don't check that often. So I need to get a lot better about checking that particular email address. But anyways, we finally connected today after work, and even though there's a lot of uncertainty about how things are going to move forward or progress, I felt really good sitting down and having a conversation with somebody about business and about partnership and what that means and what that looks like and all that kind of stuff. And I felt like, even though I am not in a position to be fully prepared to dive in head first into a new business, I felt like there was room to kind of explore it. And I'm trying to get myself out of this headspace where I focus so much on like analyzing everything, analyzing this possibility, that possibility, the other possibility. Well, what if this goes wrong, and what if this goes right, and how much can I make off of this, and how much can I make off of that, and maybe if things don't work out, I can do this over here. And like figuring out, going down every avenue, figuring out every outcome, figuring out, you spend so much time analyzing and overanalyzing things that you want to do that you don't even do anything. You spend all your time doing research and none of your time doing actionable things. And for me, even though today there is a whole lot of uncertainty around the things that we were talking about and this business that she wants to start, for me it was wonderful to just be able to sit down and just to have that uncertainty and be able to say, we're going to look into it and see what that feels like moving forward, and not feeling like I was obligated to say yes or no, and her not feeling obligated to say yes or no, and just being okay with this amorphous conversation around business. And I'm not an idiot, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to go into anything without having enough information, because there is some element of foolishness that goes into not doing enough research. But you don't want to do so much research that it's like paralyzing to you. And so for me, there was just something that felt really good about being able to say, I like what I am hearing. Maybe I'm not in a position today to actually move on it, but let's look into it and let's see what we can make happen, and not feel like, well, I need to do 1 million market analyses and I have to do 1 trillion of these and I have to go through this and go through that without actually ever doing anything. You see what I'm saying? So for me, I had a business conversation today that didn't involve sitting in a classroom, and it just felt good. It's really weird to describe how I'm feeling about that, and but I feel very good about it, and there's less apprehension and more curiosity. I guess that's the way to describe it. So I feel really good about that. I had a pretty good day at work today. And the fact that it is Friday, one of the things I always say in these driving home series, vlogs, things, is that there's no better feeling than getting off of work on a Friday and knowing that you don't have to go back the next day. And I have a group meeting tonight with, some classmates for a project that we have at school. But once that is over with, I have the rest of the weekend. And on Sunday is my dog's birthday, so we bought him some doggy ice cream. So he'll have doggy ice cream, and we'll have just a little at-home celebration to celebrate his birthday. We bought him some treats and some toys, and I don't know, I like to spoil my dog. I know that's not a thing that a lot of people do, or a lot of black people do, I'll say that. But I don't know, my dog is just so precious, and he's turning 3 years old, and I just love him so much. So he gets stuff for his birthday. But anyways, I feel like this weekend is going to be a chill weekend. Oh, also, I'm thinking about, traffic is suspiciously nice. You ever get suspicious, like things are going right, and you're like, I'm suspicious. Speaking of, I watched Brene Brown's Netflix special thing called A Call to Courage, and about how when things are going right in our lives, we are waiting for the other shoe to drop. We are waiting for crap to hit the fan because things just cannot be going this perfectly. So let me not question why traffic is going like swimmingly today, because I was under the impression it was going to take me a long time to get home, and I am like, we're booking it, on this highway, okay? We're actually coming to a little slowdown now, so of course I jinxed it, whatever. Moving on. So, I don't know. I don't think there's anything in the news or anything in current events that I want to talk about. I just wanted to come on here and hold myself accountable. That's what I was thinking of. So this weekend, since it's going to be kind of a more chill weekend for me with less kind of like workload at school and, nothing really to do this weekend, I want to do a hair video because I have not been taking care of my hair, guys. And so I kind of had a little bit of a hair tragedy happen to me. Was it last weekend or the weekend before that? And so I want to share that with you all. And so I think I'm going to pull out my, expensive camera and maybe do a video on that. So yeah. So thank you all for watching. That's all I have for today. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And peace out, home slices.